Lot of breakouts right now. My skin is very unhappy. The skin is just skinning. Like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm here with my updated foundation routine. I've been wearing this makeup non-stop and taking so many pictures and videos of myself because I love the way that it looks. It also wears all day. It looks really good in person, in photos, in videos. Really just an elite routine. So if you enjoy this type of video, be sure to subscribe, but let's go ahead and get started. Let me start by just showing you my skin. I have a lot of breakouts right now. My skin is very unhappy. It could be that time of the month. I'm also integrating a new retinol into my routine right now, so it could be any number of things, but my skin is really unhappy. So that means that makeup doesn't always look as good, because the better your skin looks, a lot of the time the better your makeup looks. Back to using the NARS light reflecting foundation. The primer I've been using kind of changes a little bit here and there, somewhere in between. Like, a lot of the time I'll use Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Right now I've been using a little bit more of this guy, which is the Smashbox Photo Finish Illuminating Primer. I really love this primer. It looks really good on its own. You can use it as a highlighter as well. Sometimes I'll mix it in with the foundation too if I'm looking to do a little lighter coverage. But this foundation, this foundation is so good. Running my way through it. I did a full review on it, and I'm still loving this Refi Duo Fiber brush. It's funny actually, I had someone get pretty upset in the comment section of a recent video I did about the new Maybelline lash primer. And essentially their comment was that because I have long lashes, that not everybody is going to get the same result as me, and that I should be specifically saying, like, if you have short lashes, it won't look like this. And basically they were sort of saying, like, if you're going to be advertising this, then you should be being honest, because I know people are very sensitive right now to, like, influencers lying, and I get it. But it's a similar thing. Like, I know what they were getting at. It's the same idea as somebody being like, who has perfect skin, saying, look how full coverage this foundation is, and you can't necessarily tell because their skin isn't, you know, the best gauge for that, but that's when you go and just find somebody else. It's not necessarily false advertising. And also, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I think that's the key here too. Moving into concealer, I use this non-stop. It's probably my most used concealer for the past year at least. Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. And I just draw that on, and while I let that set, then I go in with my contour. Talked about this a lot. I brought it up in my most recent favorites video, and I think it was in my favorites video before that. But this is just so easy. It's the Maybelline, and I've actually been doing a little dot on my nose lately. Kind of brings out the buttonness of my nose. This is another brush I've been liking for cream contour lately. You know I love my Sephora airbrush, but this one is from Crown Brushes. I don't even know if the brand still exists anymore, but it's a Crown brush. I probably got it at like an IMATS or something, but it's just like a thin duo fiber, so it just does a good job blending things out, especially for these kind of lightweight creamy contour products. But really love that to add some bronziness to the skin. And if you want to, you could go in and spot conceal. I probably won't. And then that's when I go in and pat out my concealer. So that allows my concealer to sort of set under my eyes, gives more coverage, and then I really like using the warmth of my fingers to tap it out. That's how I get the best coverage, the least creasing, the best staying power. I know people are always doing other stuff, but this for me is the winner. Okay, then I'm going to use this from the new NARS Orgasm collection, which I had this realization about, like, I mean, we all know NARS is nasty with their names of products. Okay, I'm gonna just draw this on my face. I swear, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you see me do this, but it really, like, I'm telling you, this product is so pretty. But I was talking about in a video recently on TikTok just about the name of NARS products, obviously, Orgasm, and they're very sexual. I had a subscriber comment on my video and saying that she explained to her son what an orgasm was after he heard me say it. Whoops. But then I realized these products are called multiples. The multiple orgasm rush. And I was like, you guys are dirty! There's certain brands like that, like NARS, like Early Kat Von D, some Urban Decay. I think they got in trouble for a lipstick name once. That is so pretty. Almost as good as what it's named after. Can't beat that no matter what the mascara says. Also, now that all my cream products are done, I just use the Benefit Professional Super Setter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. I have to say, this is becoming a fast favorite of mine. You know I love my Urban Decay All Nighter, my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Those are my two favorite setting sprays, I think. This one is getting up there. The mist is perfect. It really does sort of like perfect the skin a little bit, makes it a little bit softer, helps with the longevity, gives it a soft look. So I'm gonna give that just a minute and then I'm gonna go with my powders. To set my under eyes, I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation. And I've been liking it on this Makeup Forever sponge. Probably not dissimilar to the sponges that the girlies are using now. You can kind of get anywhere. But I feel like this has really nice coverage. It's a little bit brighter under the eyes. This one is in the shade, like a light beige kind of color. Oh my god, 320 Warm Beige. Don't make it easy. My actual face powder on the day-to-day has changed a little bit. Sometimes I use the Sephora Micro Smooth. Right now I've been using the Jason Wu powder and really liking it. It's like a soft matte setting powder. And I've been going to a lot more beauty events lately, a lot of like walking in and out of rooms and in and outside or whatnot, and I have a sweaty face and I really have been trying to start a little bit more matte knowing the sweat is gonna come. I'm gonna use my House Labs bronzer. I just saw they launched new like super bright colored blushes, so I might have to check those out. They look really pretty. I love this bronzer. And I'm still wearing it on my eyes too, quite a bit. I know I've talked about this before, but this on the eyes is like the perfect brown for me. It really makes my eyes pop. Maybe I'll do it just a little today. Like some people are daily eyeshadow people, some are not, and I'm not really a daily eyeshadow person, but I have been wearing this bronzer on my eyes quite a bit, just because it's easy and I'm already wearing it anyways. Does just a little something. In my opinion, this has been what's making the look. I cannot get enough of this palette from NARS. It is the Orgasm Foreplay, F-O-U-R, because there's 4 shades in here, as it is a blush quad. And I used this in a recent like Instagram reel. And I really love the shades individually, but all 4 shades swirled together is really kind of where it's at. And a heavy blush look. Really into it. I mean, when don't I wear incredibly heavy blush, but really leaning into it now. Also, excuse my lighting in this video. I am just like, it feels impossible right now. Like I am trying to simultaneously keep up with YouTube, which I'm like, is YouTube dying? I freaking just hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm working my ass off here. And I love YouTube. I love having the ability to have like, you know, the time and ability to talk to you about products so that you can know if you actually like them or just want to hang out, whatever. But the way TikTok is right now, it's like they don't want bright white lighting and informative videos. They want like dark, flash on, sell me something in 7 seconds. And keep my attention in the first 1 second video. So anyways, I've been, you know, trying different lighting for short form content for like Instagram Reels and stuff like that. But then now when I'm going to put back up my regular lighting setup for YouTube, I'm like, I don't know if I got it right. So I think my ring light was kind of in the wrong place. I was like looking this whole time being like, it looks kind of shadowy. It's very hard trying to keep up. And remain authentic to yourself. Like I'm struggling greatly with my YouTube channel right now because, you know, I'd love to be like the same way that people say like money can't buy happiness. Like of course money cannot buy happiness. There's very unhappy, wealthy people, but there's also people that if they could, you know, afford to feed their families, they'd probably be a lot happier, or afford, you know, healthcare, they'd probably be a lot happier, whatever. It's not the point that I'm trying to make, but it's the same as like, it's almost like attuned to that same cliche of like, just be yourself. And it's like, yeah, you can be yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get you anywhere. And that's why people are not themselves online. And more I feel like this idea of people wanting somebody relatable to watch is just like a lie that we're all telling ourselves, because I'm like, who are we watching that's relatable? Point them out to me. Point out when Alex Earle was ever relatable. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. We can have aspirational content if you find that aspirational. I personally don't. But we cannot continue to tell people just be yourself. The reason we tell people, in my opinion, to just be yourself, and I still do, and I am myself, is because I want to be able to look at myself at the end of the day. And I need to have like a business and a message that I stand behind. And I can only feel comfortable doing what I do if I do that. But lots of people create characters or personas or whatever it may be just to make it work, because that's what's entertaining. And I think that's part of this thing now in the beauty industry, is like a lot of this is more entertainment than it is informative. And like, if you're going to be basing your purchasing off of entertainment, then you just need to know that you might not be getting all the same information. So it's like, always do your research, you know, multiple sources, you know. But it's just interesting to see how much this industry is changing. And I'm just trying to figure out how I fit into it, you know? So I just used two mascaras, the Uma Beauty Drama Bomb. They're at Shoppers Drug Mart right now, which is exciting. And then I layered it with the Wonderluxe Volume from Rimmel. Love that combo. And then I'm going to use this ColourPop BFF3. But I know that I feel just like forever grateful to have like a community of people that I feel like are like an audience of people that are smart, who, you know, we like makeup, and you're curious about my thoughts, and you see expertise in my opinion, which I really, really appreciate. But I don't want to have a group of like, you know, 14-year-olds that are racing to tell me that they love me and comment first on my posts, you know. That was never the goal. So taking, you know, this amount of time, which may have been seen as quite a long time to hit 100,000, is like not necessarily surprising to me, because I didn't play the game the same way everybody else did. And in some ways I did, of course. You have to. You have to, you know, do, I wore one of these Maybelline lipsticks the other day, and I loved the combo, and I can't remember exactly which one it was. But yeah, I mean, I definitely have to challenge myself in certain ways. You know, like if it was up to me, I would have never gotten on TikTok. I would have just continued to watch it as a bystander. Also, I did a full lip swatch video on all of these nude Maybelline lipsticks, so what is this one? Golden. Oh, so pretty. And I don't want to sound like so jaded and like old school and whatever, but you know, I've been making YouTube videos for 10 years, so it's just interesting to see like how much it's changing. And now I'm like, oh my god, I now need to keep up. I used to be on the cusp of this. And here is the finished look. Let me show you up close my skin. The skin is just skinning. Like, yes, I have breakouts. Some of these are like literally pus filled. Sorry to be so graphic, but let me know what you think. And as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, because I won't give up, at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!